A massive Bitcoin move is about to happen, and I don't want to take too much of your time, but this is extremely important, and I want you guys to be ready the moment that something does happen. So the long story short is that we are right now consolidating. You can see the price range that we are trading at right now is very similar to the price range we traded at a couple weeks back. It's quite logical now to assume that the next move is going to be a rather big one, depending on what's going to happen over the next couple of hours, because we've been testing this top a lot of times. And usually, the more often that you test a top, the weaker that it gets, and eventually it gets broken. However, even though we are in an uptrend, as we've been going sideways for a while, the same can be said about this lower downside, especially because there's not really many resistances above 44. I said before, we'd probably go all the way towards 47. There's so much pressure on the bears defending that level. There's a lot of downwards pressure. Then again, looking back at it, you can see this level has acted as support and resistance, just an extremely important level for a very long time, so many times that right now we're in one of the most interesting zones for Bitcoin, with a very definite top and a very interesting definite bottom. I think the moment that we see a breakout towards either side, that is going to be pretty significant. Obviously, towards the downside, what we're watching on the short term is mostly just the previous bottom. So right here at $42,200, potentially open yet another long position, basically re-enter if we see an interesting wick. I think it's pretty self-explanatory where the secondary layer of defense would lie. On the upside, as I've stated before, I think if we do make a move, it's going to be a pretty quick move all the way towards $47,000. Over the weekend, I'm actually expecting things to not move too crazily because the S&P has, well, found a little top, gave a little pushback. Right now it's coming back up, but of course it's the weekend. We won't see how this story continues for a little bit. And again, like I stated before, I do believe the S&P will make another high pretty soon, which will most likely translate over into crypto. And interestingly enough, our triangle we talked about before and our perfect buy-in spot have still reigned supreme. And so anybody who joined us, who opened long positions at 41K-ish, I basically doubled down at that point, is still right now in 7.5% worth of profit. I said before, you can cash out here at 44.1K. If you did, you right now are at 43.7. I'd say 1% down. However, I would not necessarily go for an entry right here. I'd either wait for a new pullback towards these previous levels or potentially open a trade if we do actually manage to break out. Because going for a trade right now, when you don't know what direction it's going, it's a little bit crazy. But I can't necessarily say that if you've got your long positions open since all the way back here, that it would be wise to exit them right now. Because you've missed your exit at 44.1, you might as well stick with it now and wing it based on the crazy bullish narratives of BlackRock having their like 6th meeting with the SEC, something like that this week, confirming that they're now seeding their Bitcoin ETF, and the Central Bank of Nigeria lifting their ban on crypto trading. And of course, the likes of Mike Novogratz saying that this ETF will just be coming in the next couple of weeks. And if it does, a lot of people have been calling out for a buy the rumor, sell the news event. I personally think it's still going to be a pretty crazy couple of weeks here, regardless. And I think the macro is making it so that the volatility will stay. Little side note, it is kind of funny that we were talking about the S&P's RSI at 47.45 being the highest over the last couple of years. Quickly, that was basically right here. And quickly after, it did actually go for a correction, but the RSI didn't change that much, to be honest. But interestingly enough, purely based on daily RSI, you could have actually made some very juicy trades because indeed, every single time, it seems you could have gotten a very good position, very good short-term trade when the RSI got into overbought territory. Very interesting to watch, actually. Even right here, wow, that is peculiar. Just how accurate it's been. Anyway, over Christmas, I'm always a little bit afraid of the volatility because it's Christmas time, bonuses are kicking in, people are taking their time off. But we know the strategy, we're sticking to it, and things are about to be extremely profitable. If you're wondering, yes, I am actually still in my altcoin positions. Solana is in, let's see, 329% profit right now. ADA, interestingly enough, is actually at a loss. That's funny. AVEX is 206% up. And then we've got our Bitcoin long, and then we've actually also got a stream account. So you won't easily be able to see it, but it's roughly 520, let's see. Yeah, it's mirrored, but you can see it's exposing me. It's 4 a.m. I'm a maniac sometimes, but you can see it's 500% profit. Let's see. I think 528, which unfortunately here, that's actually very unfortunate, is only $8,000. But as I stated before, I didn't know I had this trade until I think a week or so ago. Anyway, more updates soon. If you want to get yourself a free $500 Bitcoin or Solana or XRP or even a bond trade, check the links down below. This is for Bybit, so you can't use it in the US, unfortunately. But again, link will be down below. And very soon, I'll be showing you an exchange that I've been using for a good while now. I've been testing it. It's been pretty amazing that everybody in the world can use. If you've not done it yet, make sure you press that like button, and hopefully I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Or it's Christmas, maybe the day after. Let's see.